Welcome, welcome, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. We are going to get started in just a moment, but first, I'd like to invite up Joy Schultz, our incoming president, to give us some announcements. She'll be on her way in a sec.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Joy Schultz, and I'm the president-elect of Bethel. And on behalf of the Bethel Board of Trustees, I would like to welcome you and the Rosen family and all of your guests and everything, and to our Shabbat worship service and the beginning of a bar mitzvah. If you are new to our congregation or attending as a visitor, please introduce yourself to Rabbi Dime, or Lori, or myself, Lori, our cantor soloist, or myself after our service, so we may give you a more appropriate welcome. Please be respectful of others and silence your cell phones. Can't tell you how many times they go off. Come join us also for these upcoming services and events. On April 17th at 6:30 to 7:30, our Adult Education Committee is having a Yom HaShoah Holocaust Remembrance Day event. Please join us for this extraordinary special program to remember and understand a little more about the experience of Holocaust survivors with Daniel Osfeld, third-generation Holocaust survivor, and Matthew Levinson, teacher of Holocaust Studies and moderator. Brotherhood is having a dinner with the rabbi on April 20th at 6 p.m. Everybody's welcome. On April 21st, join us for the student-led Shabbat. Our community will come together on the weekend also. This is real important. On April 28th, for Rabbi Dime's installation. Please sign up online for one of our several activities. Also, sign up for the Mitzvah Day that's on that Sunday. That's also in celebration of his installation. Are you a beginner of playing Mahjong? Join us on Friday mornings from 10 a.m. to noon. Every Wednesday, the Sisterhood Shalom Yoga At noon, the Sisterhood Shalom Yoga meets every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Jewish meditation is at 11:30. For more detailed information for all of the events can be found on our newsletter. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And now that we have heard announcements, we'd like to really come into Shabbat with the Hine Ma Tov, how sweet it is. And this is a melody that we've done before. We're going to bring it back up, and you'll hear it again in the coming weeks. So please turn to page 128 for Hine Ma Tov.
The prayer can be found at the top of the page, and the English is a little bit different. We're going to say how good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. It's very easy to pick up. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
And now please join me on page 120, 123, and I'd like to invite up Debbie, Todd, Ethan, and Lincoln to help us light the candles and to do the Kiddush. 120, 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zicharo l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehillah lamikra'e kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. And now I'd like invite everyone to turn to page 126, 126, and to join me in the reading. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, nor semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy. that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. And now we turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi, and we will do the chorus and the verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And at the beginning of verse 9, we will turn to the door to metaphorically welcome the Shabbat bride into our sanctuary with us. And then when we're done with that verse, we can turn back around. She'll be here. So page 138, 138.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala. Shemor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmi anu el hamyuachad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem tiferet v'liti lai 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 lai, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabala. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi makor ha'baracha, merosh mikadem nesucha, sof mazeh b'machshavat la 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 la, lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala. Hitori, kiva orech kumi ori, uri shir da beiri, kevod Adonai alayik niga lai la lai la lai la lai, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala. V'wi v'shalom aterepala, gam b'simcha u'sohala, toch emunei am segula, bo'wi kala, la 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 la, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala.
You may be seated. And now we turn to page 146 for the Baruch. And actually, I'm going to invite you to rise in body or spirit again. That was my bad. It shouldn't be a stand-up, sit-down, but please rise in body or spirit for the Baruch, page 146.
Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam vaed, Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam vaed.
You may be seated. For real this time. And now please join me on page 140 8148.
Yada die, 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 die. Yada die, 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 die. Yada die, die, die. Yada die, die, yada die. Die, 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 die. Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, ma'ariv aravim.
Please join me in the English. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim.
And now we turn to page 150, 150, and please join me in the English. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now, to lead us in the Shema, I'd like to invite up Ethan.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malhuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malhuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may be seated.
We continue on page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'chol nafshecha u'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, vidibarta bam, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
And now we turn to page 159, 159. Please join with me. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. Song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. And now we flip back to page 158 for Michamocha, which, just coming off of Passover, I should be feeling a lot of energy still left over from all that matzah. So bring it for Michamocha.
Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 mi chamocha ba elim Adonai mi kamocha nehedar bakodesh Norah tehilot O Seifele, Norah tehilot, O Seifele. Machutecha ra'uvanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze Eli anu ve'amru, Ze Eli anu ve'ameru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael.
And now we turn to page 160, 160. Please join me in the English before we sing the Hebrew. Together in the English. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Hashkivenu
Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom
v'hamidenu
shomreinu
l'chaim.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu And now we turn to page 162, 162 for Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
And now we turn to page 164, 164 for the tefillah portion of our service. And I invite you to rise in body or spirit.
Adonai sefetai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevig Ula Livnei V'nehem, L'ma'an Shemo B'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor L'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechokel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Baal Giverot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh u'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yehalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. Please join with me in a reading on page 175, 175 at the bottom. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. And now we turn to page 178, 178 for Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Ki atahu melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
And now, having prayed for peace with Shalom Rav, our thoughts turn to those who are in need of healing. And as we prepare to sing the Mishaberach, we think of those in the congregation who are in need of healing. We think of Jim DeArmond, Anita Perlman, Rebecca Kaufman, Pearl Levin, Marcia Cohen, Ron Rappaport, Rose Iglico, Carol Friedman, Carol Wallace, David Cohen, Rivka Bat-Hinda, Carol Solomon, Ben Fishman, Shelley Fishman, June Van, Rabbi Michael Matchison, Deborah Rosen, Rayla Montagna, Dennis Montagna, Vicky Dunn, Sherry Chait, Jerry Chait, Larry Michaelov, Antoinette Worrell, Dennis Greiner, Robert Dawkins, Mary Louise Boyer, Stuart Rosenthal, Gary Darrow, Darwin Cranen, David Adler, Arthur Aglico, Cheryl Young, and Eileen Thrasher. If there is anyone else here who has a name they'd like to share with the community of someone who is in need of healing, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. We hold all their names together as a community, and I invite you to rise in body or spirit together on page 371, 371, the Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor habracha avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May those who will not be healed on this earth be blessed with nights free from suffering, and days filled with peace. May God grant strength and comfort to those who care for the sick. May God help us to find hope and courage as we face fear and loss. May all who are ill be surrounded by the love of friends, loving companions, family, and community. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Those words which I read after the traditional Misheberach were translated by Rabbi Ayelet Cohen, who at the time was at Congregation Beit Simchat Torah in New York City. It is always good to cite one's sources. So, having prayed for healing and prayed for peace, I invite you to take some time for your own prayers, for the prayers of your heart.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru, amen.
It can be thirsty work up here. So Shabbat Shalom again. Oh, come on now. You can't say Shabbat Shalom too many times. There we go. There we go. That was better. That was better. Shabbat Shalom. It's always good to say Shabbat Shalom. So, this is the Torah portion Shmini, which Ethan is going to teach us about tomorrow, and he has great things to say. And I believe in no spoilers, so I will not be talking about anything that he is going to be talking about. However, there's enough in this Torah portion to talk about a few different things. So I'm going to talk about family. In this Torah portion, Moses and Aaron have some intense, contentious conversations after tragedy strikes. And family, whether it is biblical or our families today, can be full of contentious, intense conversations, because whether it is family of choice or family of birth, these are people that we spend a lot of time with, and it has been referred to before as the family being a crucible, that we are in so much intense time with these people that we are formed by, forged by our relationships with our family. And one of the things that being all around family teaches us and teaches them are where all of our buttons are and how to press them. Family actually has put on and installed some of those buttons, right? Of course they know where they are. So in the 2015 Pixar Disney movie, Inside Out, we see the inner workings of the mind of a young woman, 11-year-old Riley. The emotions, anger, fear, disgust, sadness, and joy are personified, and we actually see them doing things and talking to each other inside her head. And joy is voiced by Amy Poehler, so it's a treat of a movie. It is, can't recommend it highly enough. In the movie, no spoilers, these emotions react to each other, and they run a control panel that actually runs Riley. Each of them has different buttons, and they press them, and it's interesting to watch them interact. And I really felt like that metaphor of the buttons being pressed was very apropos for the buttons being pressed by families sometimes. And as we grow up, as we, through the same process as Riley did, through maturation, as we get older, we realize that adulting is hard. Now, any noun that you can turn into a verb is automatically a great noun. So adulting, it's difficult. And through the ritual of becoming a bar mitzvah, Ethan, you are taking on and accepting of your own free will the burdens of Jewish adulthood. And we are all here to celebrate with you. It is a privilege of mine to be able to help with this process, and it is an honor to watch Ethan watching you go and do all this work, and you are all going to be very pleased and impressed. No pressure. You're going to be really wowed by him doing a great job, and I hope that you know that all of us are glad to be here with you. It's an honor for us to be here as witnesses, and the whole congregation, especially friends and family, are proud of you for what you're doing. Because adulting is hard, and becoming a Jewish adult and taking on that responsibility is no small feat, as you know. Family helps us deal with when other people press our buttons, even if family sometimes presses them themselves. They know how to cause pain and anger, and they know how to make us feel better when it's caused by somebody else. They're the ones who are there to support us when we need it. Whether it's birth family or chosen family, these are the people that we care about, and these are the people that care about us. And these are the people that we reach out to, that we need to reach out to when we need help. One of the most important lessons that we need to learn as an adult is that it's okay to ask for help. And it's good to know that there are people whom we can reach out to when we need it. So I wish all of us this Shabbat peace, an awareness of all the things to be grateful for in our own lives, a Shabbat free of button pressing, and a Shabbat of joy. Shabbat Shalom. And now we turn to our concluding blessings. I invite you to turn to page 586, 586, and to rise in body or spirit for the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים הוא Eloheinu ein od. Emet malkeinu efes ulato. Kakatuv b'torato. V'yadata hayom v'hashevota el levavecha. Ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim b'shamayim imal v'al haaretz mitachat ein od v'neo u'shemo echad.
You may be seated. There are stars up above, so far away that we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we have loved. Their light goes on shining even after they are gone. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways that we remember. The congregation is remembering those whom we've lost within the last year. Inga Langsam, Phyllis Zuckerman, Nancy Honig, Judy DeArmond, Gloria Bell, Dorothy Zemlich Fine, Gordon Overton, Jay Aronoff, Marcel Retner Mandelbaum, Clara Ostfeld, Lionel Gleichenhaus, Lawrence Merrill Saxon, and those whose yard sites are happening now. Frida Barsky, Morris Baumgarten, Susie Bernard, Joseph Cohen, Herman Friedman, Rory Green, Will Greenberg, Ellen Greenblatt, Albert Israel, Jerome Krasenstein, Elizabeth Rosenfield, Shirley Silver, Harriet Weintraub Rose, Sandra Williams, and Michael Wilson. If there is anyone else here who has a name they'd like to bring to the congregation before we say Kaddish, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. We hold all their names together as a community, and we turn to page 598, 598, and I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei d'kudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru, amen. May the one who makes peace on high bring comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. And now we turn to page 625, 625 for Adon Olam.
Adon Olam asher malach, B'terem kol yitzir nivra, li'et nasa v'chetzo kol, azai melech shemo nikra, ve'acharei kichlot hakol, levado yimloch nora, v'hu haya v'hu hoveh, v'hu yiyeh, B'tifara v'hu echad v'yein sheni, lahamshilo lahachbira, b'li reshit, b'li tachlit, v'lo ha'oz v'hamishra v'hu eli v'chai goali v'tzor chevli be'et tzara v'hu nisi umanos li menat kosi b'yom ekra b'yado afkid ruhi be'et ishad ve'a'ira ve'im ruhi gaviati Adonai li v'lo ira.
And now we turn to page 603 for the priestly benediction. And I invite you to rise in body or spirit as the two of us bless all of you. Page 603.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yihuneka.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May God's light shine upon you and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, shalom, shalom.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
And before we run out, we're just going to do a brief Kiddush and Motzi here so that everyone can not have to wait for us when you get out to the vestibule for the Kiddush and the Motzi there. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. An early B'tei Avon. We'll see you out there shortly. Enjoy.
There are some cups of kiddush for you outside as well as
Yes.
some challah.